Great. So today we're going to cover the automated vault distribution system, some quick introductions. On the call today, you have myself. I'm the team lead for US client success. I'm also part of a family business that uses vaults pretty heavily. And then I'll go ahead and let Enrico and Pedro introduce themselves.
Yeah, I'm jumping in. Myself, I'm director for Trusted Family, handling the growth in the EMEA markets and coming from a family business background as well. And super happy to show you today a bit more about the boats and how they can be used and so on. And specifically, Pedro is going to be taking care of that. So I'll let you, Pedro, introduce yourself as well.
Absolutely. Thanks, Enrico. So I'm Pedro, I'm the head of product at Trusted Family, and I'm here to show you a tool that's very dear to us that I'm in representation of the whole product team who's worked very hard on expanding the functionalities around the vaults and happy to show you around our automation tool we have for vaults. So yeah.
Great. So I thought a good place to start would be some definitions, some of the foundational elements of the vaults. So the vault system itself is built on something called Vault Manager or Vault Management Groups. You can set up as many different, management groups as you want, and basically they are a group of admins or an individual admin who is able to distribute files into the vaults they control. You can have as many different vault management groups as you want, but the vault managers within them can only access and distribute into the vaults which they control. They can't see what's in other vault management groups unless they're a part of them. Then on the flip side, you have vault members. So that's a user, typically it's your family members, shareholders, etc., who are on the receiving end of the vault distributions. And as a user, you can be a part of one vault, you can be a part of multiple vaults. Maybe you have a vault for yourself as an owner of the business, and then maybe you have another vault for a trust. So you can be a part of multiple vaults, and those aren't necessarily controlled by the same vault management group. It could be the distributions are coming from two different sets of individuals. Beyond that, we have labels. Labels are the organizational structure within the vaults themselves on the user end when they're navigating their vaults. They're really important. They're the basis for building out what we call a smart folder system. That's basically a series of tagging that allows the users to filter in on the information they're searching for. Then just two more distributions that relate more specifically to what we're going to cover today with the automated distribution. So the automated distribution itself is a way for vault managers to upload files in mass for a distribution that is intended to go to multiple vaults or users at once and cut down the time process. It automatically will match to the correct vault rather than you as a vault manager having to upload each file individually to the vault it's intended to go to. This matching process is handled by the file name matching either to the vault name itself or to something called a vault field. A vault field, as you can see below, is basically a unique identifier that can be attached to a vault if you don't want to match files to vaults based on the name of the vault itself. Either way, within the file names that you're distributing, you'll need to follow some kind of naming structure where the file name has something either at the beginning or at the end that corresponds to the vault name or the vault field identifier. So those are kind of some definitions. Pedro will definitely throw those words around during his demo. But before that, just a little comparison. So there actually are two types of vaults in the platform. Just to be clear, we are covering the organizational vaults today. That's where the automated distribution takes place. There's another type of vaults that is able to be activated on Trusted Family 2, and that is the fully private vaults. So the fully private vaults are a designated spot for one person and one person only that you have the option to turn on in your platform. A place where you might store things like your social security card or government ID, birth certificates, driver's license, passports, insurance cards, house title, all of that, information that's just for you. It's not a two-way flow. It's not things going between people. Versus the organization vaults, like we just said, there's a dialogue essentially going on between the vault managers and the vault members. Information is flowing from the vault managers to the vault members. And you can have as many vaults as you need per person. And things that might be stored here are, files related to taxes like your K-1s, ownership statements, buy-sell agreements, trust documents, and other shareholder specific information. So that's kind of the use case differentiation. And like I said, we're focusing on automated distribution within organizational vaults today. So with that, I'll go ahead and throw it over to Enrico, who's going to cover some of the stakeholders that use these systems.
Yeah, thank you, Allegra. But while thinking about vaults and vault and distribution, automated distribution especially, we thought as well how we could highlight how amongst our over 200 clients, they use them, and what are the key personas and cases that vaults are being used, basically. And obviously here, amongst many different situations and flows, we highlighted kind of 4 key personas, but obviously there are even others that could be analyzed and kind of shown the cases. But obviously vaults, they can be used by 2 single people in the most simple situation. As well, the key part becomes, and the usefulness of an automated distribution comes along when we start dealing, with a distribution between one person or one entity, let's say, and a group of people. And in this case, that's why we highlighted first a family office manager, for instance, that has to deal with multiple family members, and at a point has to distribute reports or maybe some meeting minutes or some private documents directly to the single family members. And obviously using an automated distribution would really help into highlighting and finding directly on the platform the key stakeholders to whom he has to distribute those documents. Same situation comes along with the shareholders relations, for instance. So imagine a situation where you have to distribute documents to all the shareholders. In some cases, for instance, the shareholders obviously are family members. Some other times there are some shareholders that are not family members. And obviously there are some documents that pertains each shareholder that are private. And so having the automated distribution really helps and simplifies a lot of manual work that many times happens. Same situation as well is with trust. A trustee has to send documents, private documents as well, or ask for signatures and so on directly to the beneficiaries. And so using an automated distribution really helps into this situation. And it helps as well mapping and really having that traceability of who sent the documents, how were they sent, and so on. And you show now briefly, you see now briefly with Pedro the key features of where that comes along. And lastly, but not least, let's say external advisors, because in this case as well, obviously many families are dealing with, or family offices are dealing with, tax, wealth, and legal advisors that are external to for instance, to the family ecosystem, but still are dealing quite a lot with family members or with single people in the family ecosystem. And so using that kind of automated distribution is something that could really help. Imagine just distributing tax files to multiple family members, or just some legal documents that needs to be signed to get approval for something. And you can just do that directly into this automated distribution that Pedro is going to show you briefly now.
Thank you. Perfect. So, Larry, if I can go ahead and share my screen, we can go into seeing this live demo of how this actually works. So share. Okay. Hope everyone can see my screen. So yeah, the starting point here is the Vault Manager. It's both a tool and a role. So we are here inside the Vault Manager tool, which is where Vault managers, the role, manage all the needs they have for vaults, for distributions, to create new vaults, edit vaults, and whatnot. So since we're here dedicated today to Vault distributions, I'll go ahead and show you how it works. So from this screen, you can see that I have, as a Vault manager, I'm part of a number of Vault management groups. So we have Family Office, Default Management Group, Trust Management Group, Collins, Wayne Trust Management. So I'm part of these 5 Vault management groups. So that's why I can see the different vaults inside of each management group. And I can expand and collapse all these the vaults under each management group. So, but what we're here today is for vault distribution. So I'll go ahead and click here in the vault distributions, and I'm able to have a global view of all the distributions that have been made, both the ones that are active and completed, and I can easily filter this out, see only the completed ones, see the ones in progress, and see all in this case. So let's go ahead and start a new distribution. So I'll click here. And right from the beginning in the distribution, you have to select which Vault management group you're sending from, because this adds context. So if I'm part of a tax advisory management group, the recipients will know that this document comes from this group. So it adds some context to it. So let's go ahead and select the Wayne Trust Management Group, and let's call this tax documents. So I'm going to create a new distribution for here. And here it is. So we're here. We're with, set with a blank screen. Very in your face is the ability to add the files, which is the core functionality around this. Uh, and you'll see here the auto assign, which right now is collapsed, and I'll expand it, but we'll dive deeper into this once I add the files. So let's go ahead and just include a message. Please fill out these documents. And I'm able to attach a file to the message, which means, for example, if you're sending out, like I am, some tax documents, for example, there might be instructions that you want to send to everyone, but you want to send specific tax documents to each vault. So here's where you set that cover file where you attach it to the message. So I'll go ahead and click here, and I have some files here already prepared. You'll notice that the file naming has some alphanumeric values. This is exactly to demo our automation, how it works. You don't have to work this way. You don't have to have a specific code. It can be a name or a word. But to avoid errors, we recommend that you use some kind of alphanumeric combination. That will be the tool that will match the files with the vaults once you kick off your automation. So I'll go ahead and select these files. I'll open them, and this should start showing up here soon. Yeah, here they are. So the files have been successfully uploaded into my distributor, and I'll have some options. I can turn on the watermark. I can prevent the download. So there's some options here around the files. So right now, we'll go here to the sidebar here where we have the auto assign, and you'll notice that there's a few options that I can work with. So right now, I want to match the file name. So if there's an example here. If you have a file name called invoice, it will go to the Vault invoice. So let me just jump around here a little bit. I'll just open the manager so you have some context. And yeah, I have too many vaults. So I'm just going to open the specific management group. And you'll notice I have two vaults with the matching alphanumeric values. So the Remington Trust and the Hamilton Trust Family Trust. So both of these already have those alphanumeric values. So I'll go ahead and select the file name prefix, and it auto detects there are 8 matches here. And I'll just expand this one and correct. I want to match the vault name. I'll show you what vault fields is right after. I mean, Allegro gave a great intro to this, but we'll see it in action. So right now I'm gonna opt to match by file by vault name. So I'll go ahead and click the auto apply, and this is here where the magic happens. So you'll see that right away all the files that have the EPDV alphanumeric code match automatically with this vault, and the TRST match automatically with this vault. And yeah, basically, if I want to, oh, I don't, this one is wrong. I don't want to assign it to here. I can and assign it, and it will just be removed. But actually, I do want it there, so I can also manually assign it. And then I'll close the sidebar, and let's go ahead and distribute these files. So I'll go ahead and start distribution. Am I sure? Here's the message. Correct. Let's distribute. And I have a success. So now I'm just going to see the other side. So I'm a member of these vaults. So just so you can see how this works. So I'll go ahead and check the vaults I have access to. And let me find the vaults we just sent. So we sent to this one. So if I click here as a recipient, I can see that I have these files now here. And if I want to see it in an organized manner, I can go ahead and click in the inbox view, which is what we try to make a parallel between the email. So I can see that on July 31st, myself, this user, Peter Guess, which is this user, sent these documents, and he added this message. So it's similar to an email. You have the subject line, you have the text, and you have the attachments. And let me jump back into the manager because I mentioned I would show you exactly what are the Vault manage the fields so for matching. So I'll go here to another management group. So let me say I'm an admin in the Collins family, and I have these four family members. If I go ahead and see some details, so if I go to a Vault and I click on Manage Fields, I'm able to add metadata. I don't want to get too technical with metadata, but basically you're able to add additional information to the vault, which will make it easier to match, and you don't have to match it by the vault name. So let's say Diane Collins, I already have a field called passport, and this is her passport number. Same thing for Larry, for example. If I go to manage fields, he's got a passport number. It's a different number, different passport. So I know this information is in all of these four vaults. So let's go ahead and create a new distribution. Let's select the Collins family and let's say travel dogs. Travel insurance, something they have to fill out before going. So I'll go ahead and create it. And by clicking here, I have a folder for the Collins travel documents, and you'll notice the files also have the alphanumeric codes matching each passport. So I'll go ahead and select all of them and open, and here they are. So just wait until they all upload. All right. So you'll notice that right now we have zero matches found. That's because it's set up with the Vault name. But if I go ahead and say, okay, I want the prefix of the file name, but I want it to match Vault fields, and which field I want it to be passport. You'll notice it'll select four matches right away. So the vaults do not have that code, but the vault metadata has that vault. So I'll go ahead and auto assign, and each recipient will receive the correct form they have to fill out. So I'll go and start the distribution, and it should also be successful. Okay, great. Last thing I just want to show you is, automation is great. It gives you a lot of power. You can send hundreds of documents in a simple click. But it's very important that we're able to see what we did. So that's why we are able to navigate into a completed distribution, and you can see exactly what was done. We even have the icon indicating which one was auto-assigned, which one was manually assigned. This one I removed and I brought it back, and you have a timestamp when it was done. So if there's any questions, I didn't receive this document or whatnot, it's here in this timestamp, and you're able to export this information in Excel or CSV for future reference. So yeah, I mean, basically that's our automation tool. Uh, are there any questions?
If you have
Oh,
questions, can you just send them in the chat? Oh, yeah, or Rebecca will allow you to ask the question.
Okay, can I ask the question or would you?
Yeah, 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 you're good. We can hear you
Okay.
now.
I don't know why it's showing my name as any, but hi, this is Amy White with Hickson Properties. So when setting up these vaults with various family members, um, we have different groups of family members. Our biggest concern of doing this and using, for this for K1s is um, how to make sure that only the right people have access to it. And it's my understanding from what you just said is using alphanumeric combo when naming files and assigning to vaults. I mean, I get all of that, but who is there someone going to be like from Trusted Families that can like as we're setting this up, making sure that we set it up correctly the first time and kind of walking us through doing this. There's a lot of hesitation within our company to to put financial information on here and too many people have access to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, always happy to help you set it up. That's where I think the vault management groups really come into play, is that you within different vault management groups can limit who has access to individual vaults. So you're kind of restricting and protecting the information of the shareholders via setting up these vault management groups where
Right.
only key stakeholders can send that information over and see it.
So
And
when
I'm happy to help you figure out who those people are, set up naming structures, all of that.
I received all these K1s for 160 something people,
Hmm.
I'm receiving them as individual PDFs. So I have to sort through and like who goes to what, different family groups, different, we call them different clans here because there's so many. Um, is is there an easier way to, because I'm gonna have to, I guess, rename them
Well,
to
you could,
match.
yeah, I mean, you could follow just like you could match, not necessarily based on alphanumeric, you could match based on the username if the PDFs are already named, you
Okay.
know, with
All right.
whoever's name it goes to. And you could upload all 160 at once and match them all.
Okay.
Hypothetically, need to make sure it matches correctly. And like the first few times you do it, there's a learning curve, but
For sure.
ultimately, especially with that number, that's kind of what this time save is built for. Pedro, I don't know if you want to weigh in there.
No, yeah, that's 100% correct. I mean, the detection to match a vault can be if you create a vault for John Smith and you have a file that starts with John Smith, it will automatically match. The reason we demo these alphanumeric codes is because you can have several Johns or several, Smiths in the name, and
Well,
just to
that's what we have exactly.
yeah, so just to avoid issue, but it's a matter of, as I mentioned, once you're doing the distribution, you're able to see everything that it assigned, and it's Allegra mentioned, the first times just check if it's matching correctly. If not, adapt to the reality. And we have some clients that their tax management software are able to split and automate naming for the documents. That helps a lot. I mean, we are limited right now to the file name just because it's the information we could grab from a file. We can't add or insert additional information into a file, but we can add it
Right.
to the vault.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Based on the question as well, it's key to highlight how the vault structure is really a way of sharing files and it giving really just the right people that have access and need to have access to that file compared to the space structure or to other functionalities in the platform. And so it's really a good way of making sure that only certain people have access to that vault. And so that helps in making things even more secure and sure when sharing and distributing files. From Stephanie, asking how does it look on the receiving end to complete a document and send it back to the vault manager?
Okay, yeah, this is a great question. It's actually something we're working on now. Our initial iteration of the vaults was a one-way street, let's call it. So we had the advisors, lawyers, CPAs being able to share documents with the vault members, with the family members, organization members, so they would receive it and access the information. Currently, we don't have an option for vaults for the recipients, the vault members, to re-upload those documents, but it's something we're working on right now, and it's something that's scheduled for this quarter. So we're almost halfway through the quarter, so it will be available soon, the ability for Vault members to upload those documents back. Some of the things that Vault members can do right now is, let's say, as a Vault manager, and I just sent these documents over, I can go ahead and request a signature, for example, and then the Vault member will sign it, and I will get it here right away. So we do have some functionality there, but we're going to allow the recipient to be able to download, work the document on their end, and re-upload it.
Great.
All right.
Wondering if there are other questions.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you all so much.
Great. Stay in touch. And thank you very much for participating, and looking forward to seeing you logging in the next webinars then. Bye to everyone.